farm, family, community. This is Midwest Farm Weekly.
Good morning, I'm Elaine Wells and welcome to Midwest Farm Weekly. In your news headlines, Wisconsin has a new outstanding young farm couple. Selected from nominations around the state, 8 couples competed in a weekend event in Manitowoc. They represented Wisconsin's diverse egg landscape. Some of them raise cows, others have beef animals, chickens, and one grower even produces ginseng. We send our congratulations to Travis and Melissa Marty. They farm in Vesper, which is not too far from Stevens Point. Their dairy farm is home to around 535 cows, 450 replacements. The couple says raising a family on a farm is one of their passions.
We just love having the opportunity to be on the family farm and give them the chance to grow up on the farm, be around animals, and drive four-wheelers and play in the dirt.
Well, I was not born a farm girl. I was born in Michigan, out in the country, but had no experience at all with farming. I married Travis in Michigan and moved back with him to the farm. And currently on the farm, I do the payroll, the taxes, feed the farmers, and raise the children.
We're hardworking, and sometimes we get too focused on our farm and we're stuck at home working the land and working with the cows. And it's good to get out and meet other people and learn from other farmers as well.
It was a great experience for us. We really wanted to honor the family legacy. And we have a really strong 3 generations of farmers in our family. So it was nice to receive this recognition.
I was honored to MC this awards program. The winners now move on to compete for a national title in 2024. Sheboygan County farmers Brody and Carolyn Staple were named first runner-up, and congratulations to Mark and Vanna Lightfoos from Two Rivers, also placing in the top 3. The Wisconsin all milk price for December is out, totaling $23.30 per hundredweight, according to the USDA. This is 30 cents below last month's price, but still $1.80 above last December. Wisconsin remains more than $1 below the U.S. all milk price. After we saw those record high prices in 2022, one dairy consultant I spoke to says we can expect the prices to continue to go down in 2023. And while that's great news for consumers, for farmers, it could cause their profit margin to be reduced. The drop, though, is not expected to be dramatic.
Milk prices will probably be about 10 to 15% lower based upon what we know today in 2023 compared to 2022. However, even though they're down, they could well be the 3rd highest price in history.
Another silver lining, as the price of milk falls slightly, other costs for farmers are also coming down, and that includes seed and fertilizer. With the current price of eggs, many people are considering raising their own chickens, but where is that break-even point? So let's do a little math. If you want 2 dozen eggs a week, you'd need around 4 egg-laying hens, which cost about $20 each. Basic coop, about $200. Feeder and water, about $50. That means your upfront costs $330. At 2 dozen eggs for the grocery store price, $10 on the high end, you'd spend about 50 cents a week on chicken feed, meaning your chickens will save you $9.50 a week. Using all of those numbers, if you're still with me, it would take you about 35 weeks to recoup your investment.
You want to make sure you're educated. You want to make sure you know what you want the bird for, what the outcome is. Make the commitment, just like if you're getting a dog, it's an animal you have to take care of.
Chicks will cost you less than purchasing full-grown birds, but then you do need to buy heat lamps and other supplies for them. Also, be sure to check with your community to see what rules, if any, they have related to backyard flocks. Have you ever spotted one of those Culver's blue barns when you're traveling the Midwest? There's in fact 4 of them, painted with messages of gratitude, but "Thank you, farmers" is more than a slogan for Culver's. The company has raised more than $4 million to support those who positively change the egg industry.
Culver's commitment to farmers really started from our roots. We got started in Sauk City, Wisconsin, and when you think about what that small rural community is, farmers and ranchers were our friends and neighbors, and they were the ones that were able to ensure we had quality food to feed all of the guests in our restaurants. And that connection just has continued as we've grown the brand throughout these years. And so when I think back to where it all started, it's really about how we serve guests quality food and that's through our farmers and ranchers.
The formal Thank You Farmers project started in 2013 with a focus on supporting ag education.
There are so many students who maybe didn't grow up on a farm, but have that connection to wanting to teach people about where their food comes from and being able to impact them and then have them shape the industry's future is really exciting. We also love just finding moments to authentically thank farmers. One example this past year, we had our guests nominate farmers in their life that meant something to them. And then we donated roughly $500 to them as the farmer, gave them gift cards, but also gave them a chance to donate $500 to their local FFA chapter. So it's just finding moments to say thank you, but also showcase how much we appreciate them.
Culver says they can't spread the love without the support of the people who eat their food.
It's those guests that come to our restaurants who are making the difference. And we have different activations throughout the years where local restaurants are giving back to their local FFA chapters or other agricultural organizations. And that allows us to fund the feature. So we definitely couldn't raise those funds without the people who are supporting us.
And to support the Thank You Farmers project, just watch your local Culvers for event announcements. And there's also a section on Culver's website where you can donate directly to the National FFA Foundation. Still to come, exploring the many job opportunities in ag. That's in today's Life on the Farm. An upcoming Wisconsin Summit will bring together cannabis and hemp experts. The event is hosted by the Indigenous Cannabis Industry Association, and founder Rob Perro is here with all of the details. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Can you first introduce us to the ICIA?
Yes, the Indigenous Cannabis Industry Association is a nonprofit advocacy group that's working on a national level for cannabis legislation, also on a micro level, doing work in the state here, really advocating for the tribal market. The tribes, there's 574 tribes in the U.S. We have 70% of the land base, we have sovereignty. So we're really trying to provide data sets and education for the community at large to make decisions about cannabis.
Talk about the important link between the heritage of these tribes and a crop that is relatively new again in our state.
Yeah, you know, there's just so much work that has to be done on kind of the destigmatization of this plant in general, along with just understanding our people and our resilience in general. So, you know, this is a cash crop. It's an ag commodity. Right now you're seeing it legal in Wisconsin for hemp production, but you're not seeing too many people get involved with that. On a national stage, cannabis, you're seeing a tribal market develop kind of across the country. And in Wisconsin, we really just want to position our tribes to be educated about what the best decision is for them to move forward responsibly with this industry.
Because around the country, there's a lot of different rules in a lot of different places. Is that challenging or is it exciting for your team to get to learn all of that?
It is the Wild West, okay. So it's both. It's really nerve-wracking to kind of navigate, you know, the best ways and how to make decisions in this space. And I think what we're trying to do is provide a level of mentorship and sort of a camaraderie in this space to just make proper decisions to move forward.
That leads us to your upcoming summit, because this is one of the ways people can learn and connect. What can we expect if we attend?
Yeah, I mean, really a lot of education, a lot of data sets. We've done data sets on tax revenue, on income generation, on workforce job creation in the state, also on understanding the opioid epidemic and how this impacts mental health in the state. You know, there's a lot of questions around this, and the only way that we can kind of tackle these questions is to get everybody together and problem solve. So that's really what this is about. We have industry leaders from across the country and our neighboring states to come and really provide a baseline for us to make educated decisions off of.
And you know of which you speak as a grower.
I do, yes.
You are continuing to grow in the southern part of Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'm a grower. First I was a businessman, but now you're seeing a bunch of people kind of put their farmer hat on in Wisconsin, which is a long, lasting farming state, but really was a leading cash crop for hemp back in the 50s, and we'd like to see that come back again.
And this summit, your goal is to certainly bring the indigenous population, but also people who are coming from diverse backgrounds.
Everybody, you know, I think everyone always thinks that we just do things kind of for ourselves, kind of in these silos, but we're really trying to provide education and awareness around the industry in general for the community at large.
Well, we want to take a look at the dates. You are invited, that is for sure, to Milwaukee. The event taking place February 15th through the 16th. Full details on how to register can be found in the Midwest Farm section of wearegreenbay.com. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thanks so much.
All right, good morning, everyone. I'm Storm Team 5 meteorologist Alexa Staniak. As we have ended the month of January, we sat with an average high temperature of 31.2 degrees, which is about 5.7 degrees above the normal high for January of 25 8.5 degrees. For snowfall this past month, we saw 8.9 inches, which is well below the 14.3 inches that we usually see in January. Now heading into this new month, our average high temperature is 29 degrees. For liquid precipitation, we should see just over an inch, and for snowfall, we'll see about a foot for this month ahead. So far this season, though, we haven't seen too much snowfall. Our average for this time of year is 31.2 inches, and for the season so far, we've seen just over 2 feet, and that is also well below how much snow we have seen in the year of 2022, which was just under 29 inches. Still a good amount of snowpack left on the ground, especially with how cold those temperatures were with the past week. And now as we head into the new week or the next 10 days or so, we should see a little bit more snowfall come through. There's a good chance for a system to come in midweek for next week and then again into the week ahead. So we'll keep an eye on that, of course, for sure. And there is a good chance for more precipitation to accumulate as well. We're going to see about 1/2 inch of precipitation. That's rain, and that's because of how warm those temperatures are going to be as we head into the new week. Our temperatures are going to be very mild. By Monday, 37 degrees. Tuesday, 38 degrees. Wednesday, 37, and Thursday, 38. So we have temperatures looking to be closer into the 40s, so more likely to see rain than snowfall. We're sitting okay as for the drought monitor as of Thursday. Wausau a little above where they should be sitting for this time of the year, as well as Eau Claire and La Crosse, and Minneapolis still in a little bit of a drought. So as we wrap up this first week of February, head into the middle of February, our temperatures are looking to be well above average, as well as our precipitation will stay well above average. But of course, we'll keep you updated with Storm Team 5. Stay with us. More ag news coming up after the break.
Well, Jeremy Hansen here from Fox Valley Tech with another segment of Life on the Farm. And we're actually in the Ag Center today at Fox Valley Tech and taking part in our agriculture job fair. And talking with me today is Mary Fronick. Mary, thanks so much for talking with me today. And first of all, you are one of the instructors here, correct?
Absolutely. I'm one of the agribusiness instructors here at the college.
Right. And one of your roles is being one of the coordinators of this event, right?
Yep, I'm one of a team where we helped kind of coordinate this to bring in 20 employers from across Wisconsin.
Right. Explain a little bit about what the agriculture job fair is.
Yeah, so the agriculture job fair is really to kind of make that connection with various industry partners, employers throughout Wisconsin with our agriculture students here at Fox Valley.
And Mary, our students here are the main participants in this job fair. What kind of coordination does that take from the rest of the faculty here?
Yeah, it really took a great partnership between everyone here. So we have students from our agribusiness programs, our farm ops, our outdoor power, egg power, and so all those students, it took all those faculty to kind of coordinate some timing so they all had a chance to be able to attend the job fair today.
And what are some of the conversations that our students are having with the employers today?
Yeah, so students might be looking for an internship all the way up to looking for kind of some long-term employment.
Right, and this is the middle of the winter, and most of the employers actually are agriculture related. And why now?
Yeah, right now is actually a great time for a job fair because most of our jobs are really seasonal, and so it is a chance for the employers to get out when they're not so busy, and our students, they're here on campus today, so being able to kind of make a time that works for everybody.
Right. Well, Mary, thank you for your time with both coordinating this and keeping everything flowing really well today. This is very impressive today.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And I'm also talking with Connor Gertz. Connor, you're one of the employers here at our job fair, and you work for Country Visions Co-op, correct?
Yes, sir. Yep.
And you have a kind of unique history with Fox Valley Tech. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I started here at the Tech actually in 2017, and I graduated in 2019. And through that time, I was able to actually connect with Country Visions, and now I'm back here wearing the Country Visions apparel, I guess.
Right, and once you come to Fox Valley Tech and graduate, you always end up coming back. So I'm really glad to see you here.
Yeah.
So being an employer here, what are some of the conversations you're having with some of our students that are walking through today?
Well, some of the conversations I'm having actually are relative to what my experience was here, and I want to see what they're engaging in, and I know the level and quality of education that I got when I came here, so that excites me about the people that we might be bringing back to to Country Visions. So those conversations are based around what they're interested in, you know, what year they are, if it's animals, if it's crops, and, you know, maybe what they're looking for in an employer, maybe not just in what they're looking for in work, but also as an employer alone.
Right. And, you know, you being one of the employers here, what are you actually looking for at Country Visions?
Yeah, so we're looking to fill many roles, whether that be in our operations like applicators, truck drivers. We're also looking for some sales personnel, agronomists with some good technical knowledge to, you know, help basically assist our growers the best that we can on all facets, you know, between the consultant, the advice, the product placement, and then also getting that products out there as best we can.
Right. And any comments about the timing, you know, of the year that this is at? Is this a good time for you guys?
Yeah, it's a relatively good time. We still got a lot of time before spring. You know, a lot of these students, they just got off winter break, and now it's kind of that whole big focus onto, you know, where are we going after college? Or what are we doing this summer? So the timing does seem to be pretty decent.
Yeah. So Connor, you know, thank you for your time today. I'll let you get back to your booth and talk to more students here. So perfect. I really appreciate your time. So
yeah,
thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy.
So for Life on the Farm, I'm Jeremy Hansen.
You know, alternative forage is quite the buzzword. We say good morning to Kevin Jarek from the University of Wisconsin-Madison Division of Extension, and I have a feeling we're going to hear quite a bit about that at an upcoming expo and seminar. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Elaine. Talk
to me, Kevin, about the Outagamie Forage Council's annual meeting, because it is a meeting, but it's also a great learning opportunity.
Absolutely. Every year the Forage Council gets together to have their annual business meeting, but we have an educational seminar and a fundraising auction as a part of that. So the meeting will start at 10 o'clock, 9:30 registration. We've got 2 speakers before lunch. We've got a panel that's going to be an all-star panel. After lunch, we'll have our business meeting, and then we'll wrap up with the fundraiser auction.
Talk to me a bit about the diverse speakers you have on the panel.
So we're going to lead with our high cards. We really got 3 aces here, so remember that if we're talking about poker. So we start with Abel Amenis. He's from Dodge County. He has 1,800 cows, and he has 2,200 acres he runs. He does custom manure hauling, does custom chopping, and is a farmer, so really diverse. You've got Rob Bender, who's a partner and a consultant with GPS Dairy Consulting. And so he travels not just in Wisconsin, but advises in the upper Midwest on nutrition and whole farm management. And then rounding out that panel, we've got Jordan Crave. And so many people are familiar with Crave Brothers and Crave Farmstead cheese. And I think it's important to note that they were probably one of the first ones out front to have the message that every decision our farm makes is centered around what is best for the environment, the cow, and the consumer.
We talked a bit about the alternative forages conversation. Talk to me about why this is so important for your team to keep track of. You guys are some of the first in the state to be measuring it really against alfalfa.
So when we talk about alternative forages, we've got the traditional ones that are our winter cereals, and our panel is going to tackle the alternative forages from the winter cereals end with manure and corn silage. But then we also have alternative forages that have stepped up in the absence of alfalfa when we had 2018, 2019, 2020. And so those are forages that we've been collecting research on. I can tell you, yes, there is no other place in the nation that's collected the data that we have. What we've established is that these products can be incorporated into lactating dairy herd as far as the quality. We've got some really good yield data, and we're going to be able to show farmers how, yes, corn silage and alfalfa are traditional leads, but these alternative forages are in the mix.
When we're looking at this year ahead, we know that farmers cut back in areas simply because of expenses, fertilizer being one of those spots. Is it too early to tell how that has impacted our standing alfalfa?
You know, I've been out in the fields. Alfalfa did break dormancy this winter in some places. As long as soil test K levels are high, potassium's in good shape, I think that we will see some resilience. We got some snow cover off over the top of that, but yes, high prices meant farmers cut application rates. And so we're going to have John Jones, UW Soil Science, and he's going to be speaking and talking about the impact of potassium nutrition on our alfalfa fields. We've got 2 ears and 1 mouth, and John's been listening to what those fields are going to tell us.
I have attended numerous events, though, where you have shared your research as well. Talk about getting that message out to farmers, because the data is so important, but until farmers have it in their hands to do something with, we're really not making that impact.
That's what applied research is. And so I'm the last speaker in the 4 I've already mentioned, and I'm going to spend time talking about the results of the studies we've been doing here with the Midwest Forage Association, looking at cocktail mixes, which are a very diverse mix of species. And we've been doing nitrogen rate tests on them, and we've got some great quality data to share with people, but we're also going to get down to the bottom line, the economics. How do these things compare? How do they fare? And what should farmers be looking for if they want to incorporate them into their farm?
Well, keeping track of my poker hand, it sounds like a full house, perhaps.
If John and I could be face cards on top of those 3 aces, I think we've got a program that's pretty high caliber.
All right, here are the details to attend this great educational event. It is coming up this Thursday, February 9th at Buzz's Pub and Grill in Freedom. Be sure to attend for the auction as well. It funds important programming throughout the year. Thanks, Kevin, for being here.
Thank you so much, Elaine.